The mysterious history of Troy. Throughout history, Troy has been one of the most fascinating subjects of literature, mythology, and archaeology. Troy, located within the borders of today's Çanakkale, hosts both legends and scientific research with its thousands of years of history. The Trojan War mentioned in Homer's Iliad and the reality of this ancient city have deeply affected both scientists and history enthusiasts. 1. The discovery of Troy and its archaeological importance. In the 19th century, German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann, influenced by Homer's epics, decided to search for Troy. Excavations that began in 1870 revealed the ruins of Troy on today's Hisarlik Hill. However, some of the historical layers were damaged due to Schliemann's excavation methods. Nevertheless, these excavations proved that Troy was not just a mythological place, but a real ancient city. Excavations carried out in Troy showed that the city had 9 different settlement layers. These layers revealed that it was continuously inhabited for approximately 3,000 years, from 3000 BC to 500 AD. Each layer bears the traces of a different period. Second Trojan War and mythology. What makes the mystery of Troy truly fascinating is the Trojan War, described in Homer's epic. The basis of the war lies in the abduction of Helen, the wife of the Spartan king Menelaus, by the Trojan prince Paris. This event brought the Greek kings together and caused a great expedition against Troy. The climax of the Trojan War is the famous Trojan horse trick. In order to enter the city, the Greeks made a wooden horse, hid their soldiers inside, and presented this horse to Troy as a peace gift. When the Trojans accepted this gift and took it into the city, the Greek soldiers got out of the horse at midnight and captured the city. This story is known as one of the most famous war tricks in history. 3. The reality of Troy. Myth or history? Whether the Trojan War really happened has been a subject of debate for many years. Homer's Iliad epic describes the events in an exaggerated and divinely intervened manner. However, some archaeological findings suggest that Troy may have actually experienced a war. Traces of great destruction have been found in the city, especially around 1200 BC, during the Troy 6 and Troy 7 periods. Historians evaluate the causes of the war during this period as natural disasters, its strategic position on trade routes, or regional power struggles. In other words, the mythological details of the Trojan War may be legend, but there is evidence that some kind of conflict really happened. The treasures of Troy and Schliemann's adventures. Another great mystery of Troy is the findings called the Treasure of Priam. Heinrich Schliemann claimed to have found this treasure consisting of gold, silver, and precious stones during excavations and attributed it to Priamos, the king of Troy in Greek mythology. However, it is still controversial whether these treasures really belong to the period of Priamos. Schliemann smuggled the treasures to Germany, which led to an international crisis. Today, some of these treasures are exhibited in Moscow, but there are ongoing discussions about whether they should be returned to their original location, Turkey. The importance of Troy as a world cultural heritage. In 1998, Troy was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Troy, which has great historical and cultural importance, is visited by thousands of tourists every year. The Troy Museum offers visitors a unique experience by exhibiting findings from the past of this ancient city. Troy is not only an ancient city, but also a cultural and intellectual heritage of human history. It continues to be one of the most important centers of history, with its mythological stories, archaeological findings, and strategic location. Conclusion: the mysterious history of Troy has an important place in the effort to understand humanity's past. Both Homer's epics and archaeological discoveries have made this ancient city a bridge between history and mythology. Troy reminds us not only of the secrets of the past, but also of the power of intercultural connections. In order to be enchanted by Troy, doing more research on this ancient city and seeing it in person can change your perspective on history. In the words of Homer, "Time erases everything, but the story of Troy will live forever."